Alright, good afternoon everybody. It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's second blog. Here to give you one more final scout report for today's NFL draft. We still had the first round underway at 8 o'clock and I decided to give you just one more scout report on a player who I've been missing out for the past couple months, and I have to do a scout report on this particular player. Talking about quarterback Aaron Murray out of Georgia, UGA. He had a good, lustrous career as a Bulldog, a 4-year starter, passed for well over 100 touchdown passes, 41 interceptions, over 13,000 yards passing, as well as 62% completion rate over the 4 years. Now he's coming off of a torn ACL, and that was part of the reason why his stock kind of diminished a little bit, but I still think he's a great leader and a good quality quarterback, and I think he could be a good pick in the later rounds of this year's draft. Now talking about this particular player, actually hailing from Tampa, Florida, went to Plant High School, had a good career, highly recruited from many colleges across the nation, decided to go to UGA, kind of battled things out with Zach Mettenberger of LSU, and then Mettenberger decided to transfer from the school, so this was Aaron Murray's team for over the past 4 seasons. He did redshirt as a true freshman, but coming off as a redshirt freshman, he had a great season, 24 touchdown passes, and we all thought that he had a promising career ahead of him as a Bulldog. Now let's talk a little bit about his strengths and weaknesses. Starting his strengths, now I mentioned before, he's a great leader. I think that his teammates believed in him very well. Good poise, good character all around him, and he also has pretty good arm strength, good talented player, works well within the pocket, understands his reads. He's a very intelligent quarterback. He displays some good yardage over these past 4 seasons, and I think he could become a good pick. Now let's a little bit more about his intelligence. He understands the defenses that he has to play against, and he played against top quality competition in the SEC conference. Now let's talk about a little bit about his weaknesses. Now he didn't really was able to win the big game during his stay at UGA. He had some great seasons, but when the time matters most in big moments and against top competition, he did not deliver. Now he's still a good player. I think especially in the SEC championship, had he beaten Alabama 2 seasons ago in that SEC championship, I think a lot of scouts would have believed in him more as a quarterback. He came in close, and there was a lot of other close games in which the UGA Bulldogs should have won, and with him leading the way, but he kind of messed up in big moments against the top competition. That's part of the reason why his stock dropped, but I still think he's pretty good. Now I mentioned before, he's coming off a torn ACL. That was another reason why his stock dropped, and a lot of scouts are a little bit worried about him, concerned about his durability, but also mainly because as far as his play, he didn't play well against the top-notch competition, but at least kept the Bulldogs within the games, especially games this past season against Clemson. The game was still close even though they lost at Clemson. He did not throw a touchdown pass, but still passed for over 300 yards, 0 touchdowns, and he threw 1 very important interception. But I still think he's a good quarterback. Even in the SEC championship, he kept fighting, and he never said die. He continued to play on and never quit. I do like his attitude. He still gets me to believe in him, and that's a good characteristic about him. He never quits. He gets his team going and keeps his team fighting within the game. Even in that SEC championships 2 seasons ago and a couple other key matches, he keeps his team in the game. Even though he didn't end up capitalizing, I still think he could keep a team in the hunt for a playoff, and I think he could be due for a good career. So overall, I would have to actually grade him in the 4th round, and I think this is a good, valuable pick in the 4th round due to other quarterbacks. They're actually bigger. And another thing of weakness about him is his height. He weighs 207 pounds at 6'1". A lot of scouts are a little bit concerned about his height, and there was a lot of balls swatted away from him at the line of scrimmage because of his throwing motion. He needs to throw just a little bit higher, and that's also due to the fact of his height at 6'1". But we all seen Drew Brees and Russell Wilson both winning Super Bowls, and I think he could do the same thing. Honestly, I really believe in this quarterback. He's a good, talented guy, great character, great guy all around. I think he'd become a good leader. Start off as a backup, but I think he could develop to become a good quarterback in the National Football League. I still have a little bit of faith in him, and that's why I have him in the 4th round. Some others might have him in the 5th, possibly the 6th. I doubt the 6th, but as a 5th round pick, maybe in the 3rd round, but I have him in the 4th as a solid pick. I think he could become a great, valuable pick in the 4th round, starting off as a backup and becoming a starter. he has the intelligence and the talent enough to do well in the National Football League. Now that wraps things up with all of my scout reports. I'm going to see you guys after this weekend's draft, and I'm going to start giving you guys my grades of each team for their selections. I'm so excited today, and I'm going to be very interested to see what happens within this first round, because it's going to affect the entire draft. That, like every other year, I'm just so excited. But I'll catch you guys after the draft when I'm going to give you my grades for each of the team for their selections. Thank you for watching today's vlogs. From Pro Football Exclusive, I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.